Hi.
Hi,
Um, what's your name?
I'm Thelma Parnell and my husband Pat Parnell.
And why have you started to come to Hyperbarics?
Well, we were visiting a health fair and Hyperbaric happened to be there. And I got some information and my husband he was first diagnosed with Lewy body essential tremor and now they say Parkinson because he hasn't had the hallucinations. So we thought, I thought this would really help him out. So I brought him down to talk to you there, and we thought we'd give it a try.
Right. And what did you think? What did you think of Hyperbarics, Pat?
Well, I was familiar with it from before, from a doctor who we visited in Southern California
About 8 years ago.
about 8 years ago,
Yeah.
and benefited from it during that visit. Matter of fact, in those days, this shaking hand was beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually went away at the time. The shakes went away after the treatments
Mm-hmm.
for 4 days, and then they returned. About three weeks later, they returned, and then I thought, well, I would like maybe to try Hyperbarics here, and then see whether or not that would happen again. And it has not, but other things have gone well.
Mm-hmm.
Like my walking has improved, things
Nice.
like that. The rigidity in my calves
Mm-hmm.
hasn't necessarily returned, although it had come before. And then it cleared up. So the rigidity is pretty much diminished,
Oh, that's fabulous.
which that was fairly new for me.
Yeah, I remember your first few sessions. You were coming in on a walker, and now it looks like you're just using the cane
If I have to.
if you have
Yeah,
to.
when she's along, I always have.
It's always
Yeah.
good to be safe.
Always good to be safe. Definitely, there were some times when Thelma wasn't here. The cane might have not been used. What were some of the more significant improvements you noticed from doing Hyperbarics?
He started doing 2 hours a day for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And right away, by the end of the 3 weeks session, I could see the tremor in the lip being gone, and he was walking a little bit more gingerly,
Mm-hmm.
and his he had quite a bit of saliva that comes with Lewy body or Parkinson, and he was always going,
Oh, yeah.
and so that dried up
That's awesome.
and everything, and so then as we went along, the more treatments he received, he was able to walk straighter, stand up better, and he would walk with larger steps. He wasn't shuffling,
Nice.
which is a big thing. And he was more animated.
Our grandson came by a while back, maybe 3 weeks, something like that. And in the middle of the conversation, he said, "Grandpa, you're more animated than you've been in a long time."
That's
This
awesome.
kid's 16 years old, and he's noticing things like that. It's pretty interesting.
Well, and that's pretty fun too because you have such fun stories to share. So, when you have animation, the teenagers are more into that, right?
Oh, sure.
They can relate. They can relate.
Yeah.
What did your doctors notice?
I think it was about I think he had 40 sessions, and we went back to see the doctor, and he checked him out, and he said his muscle tone had increased.
And this is his neurologist, right?
Yes, a neurologist.
Wow.
And so he had him walk down the hallway without his cane, and he says, "Your walk is definitely stronger. You still have the gait,
Mm-hmm.
but he could see a stronger walk. Pat really got more confidence in his walking.
Mm-hmm.
It cut down the falls. He hasn't had a fall in a long time.
Oh, that's
And
great.
so,
You always fear when you say that.
No,
Maybe the
knock on
next thing out
wood.
the door.
knock on wood or something.
I hear he also started helping clearing the dishes too.
Oh, yes. I mean, he was afraid to pick up anything for fear he would drop it
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And now he helps me clear the table. And he'll, in the morning, if I'm not out there right away, he gets his own coffee and gets his own muffin or something that until I get out there.
Wow. So
So he's,
increased level of independence and
And what did they say? You're liberated.
yeah.
That's the term.
Yeah, you feel freer, able to do things for
I
yourself.
do.
Yeah, and he's now this week, I think about 3 times. Normally I help him get dressed,
Mhm.
but he has put on his sweats, hold them up.
nice.
They're easy for easier and everything.
Socks are a challenge.
Yeah.
But he's doing better with those. You even one time had one sock on. So he's trying and he's seeing that he can do it.
I have to say the story that touched all of us here at the clinic the most was the Monday morning you came in and you talked about singing at church.
Yes, my voice is real foggy now because of what has occurred over the 5 years before now.
Mm-hmm.
And one day at church, like 2 months ago, all of a sudden I had a regular voice. I don't know what happened. They tell me that these neurons in the brain get covered up. So the voice one got uncovered,
That's fabulous.
and I was able to sing all of the music at church.
With his
Amazing.
natural voice.
That's
It's
wonderful.
wonderful.
That's wonderful. And a little more, Thelma, you mentioned too, maybe some dancing in the kitchen. Is that-
We've always enjoyed dancing, and so our kitchen floor was nice and it would just tile, so we were able to do that. And so when a song that we liked would come on, we would dance in the kitchen.
Pretty limited space, but
Yeah,
we get it
but, yeah.
done.
Which before, for about 2 years, 3 years, we haven't been able to even try it.
And so after doing
So now-
hyperbarics,
Yeah.
dancing,
Yeah.
dancing when the,
Did a little bit the other day.
that's great.
too.
So would you recommend hyperbarics to other people that
Well,
are?
we did, and we both recommended to my brother. And
He started last
he
week.
started last week.
That's great.
Yeah, and he's able to do that
Very
financially.
Very definitely.
Yeah. And then in terms of the clinic here, did you find it, were we helpful? And
Oh, they cheer when you walk in.
Part of the most important thing for me is how
Dependable.
thoroughly trained they are, your hired help. It doesn't matter which one helps us through the process when we come in. They're all professional, and each one is cordial, kind, considerate, and knows the product and knows all the things to do to make sure that you're safe and this is a good place to be.
excellent. And comfort, what did you think about being in the chamber when you're,
I enjoyed it.
yeah.
That we weren't together, but I just got my rest. I just rested. It felt good when I got out, and
Oh yeah, Thelma, tell us why you were doing hyperbarics.
I was doing hyperbaric because my hands started to go into a claw. First, my thumb would just go underneath, and then I'd have to pull it out, and then pretty soon it was the other fingers, and then my other hand. And so I remembered that he had something with his hands 8 years ago, and it went away, so I thought, I'll try it.
Yeah.
And so after 2 sessions, it was only 2 sessions, that it went away for 17 to 21 days. And then I'd come back and get 2 more. And then it was nice to be free without, probably if I would have taken it 3 weeks, say at 2 hours each,
Yeah.
I just completely taken away. But even so, I had one December 26th, and just I think 2 weeks ago I had one, and so that's a long period of time.
That's great.
And so I've only had my thumb just go under twice. So
Wow.
I'm very thankful.
That's great.
So my hands are doing well.
Weren't you also, sometimes you suffer with asthma, and
Yes.
did you find that the hyperbaric chamber helped alleviate some of that tension in your chest?
Yes, very definitely. The one day I came in and all the chambers were filled. And you sat me down.
At least gave you some oxygen.
And just gave me the oxygen and that really helped.
Right.
But
Oh,
yes,
especially during the fires that were going on.
it was really bad.
That was- yeah, it was
Yes,
really
so
bad.
I'm very thankful for it. It's good that way.
So you would recommend this Hyperbarics clinic to your friends?
Very
We-
definitely.
we
We
do.
have.
Oh, you have. Good.
Quite a
have.
bit.
Yes.
We have.
We appreciate
Yeah.
that.
But there are different limitations, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be picky and choosy about what your reality is when
Mhm.
you start to use this kind of a service.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same for me as a consideration that I do go through for chiropractic.
Sure.
I've done chiropractic for 50 years, and selecting someone, I use 2. I have one chiropractor that addresses the back,
Mm-hmm.
another one that addresses the neck.
Yeah,
Just
they have their
because-
specialties too,
Yes,
don't
they
they?
do.
But for
Yeah.
healing those, before surgery or after surgery,
Mhm.
it's very good for that. I had eye surgery. I couldn't come for a month because they asked not to
Uh-huh.
add any extra pressure or anything like that. And so it was good to come back and get another session.
Yeah, after that
So
surgery.
good.
Well, I think we covered pretty much everything. Is there anything else about hyperbarics that you'd want people to know about?
Well, it's not a new revolution. It's something that's been around for quite a while.
Exactly.
Developed a good track record,
Mm-hmm.
and people can always ask for information from you or anybody else that are
Mm-hmm.
in the business of developing tests, background surveys,
Mm-hmm.
and you can read up, what do they call it? They can read the paper on any of Hyperbarics' areas of concentration.
Mm-hmm.
So I think of that when I say they could do it for the neck,
Mm-hmm.
they can do it for the lower back, they can do it for the internal system,
Allergies, Parkinson's,
allergies, Parkinson's.
Brain.
brain, very definitely.
Yeah.
So I think the word to be aware of is it's not a cure-all, but it's a help a whole lot of things
Exactly.
in many different directions.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're very welcome.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.